Happy Friday. I'm Heather Roach,
I'm Matt Farrell.
and we are your Indiana Edmentum-Team.
Today we are here to talk with Erik Sottung, a product manager for ExactPath. Thanks so much for joining us today, Erik.
Hey, thank you guys. It's great to be with you.
We want to spend just a few minutes today discussing how ExactPath can be a powerful resource for teachers that can really differentiate learning for all students. So Erik, why would a teacher want to use ExactPath in their classroom?
Well, Heather and Matt, what's the number one thing that teachers need more of?
Time.
Probably time and more bodies to help meet all the student needs.
Bingo. I was looking for Matt's answer there. Time, like, right? We've always heard that from teachers. Before the pandemic, we needed more time, and we need the time that we spend to really have an impact. But more so than ever, with everything that's going on in the classroom, out of the classroom, time is so important. And so ExactPath is a tool that can help save teachers time, right? It can find students' specific ability levels in math and reading and language arts. And then once they have that ability level, really prescribe some strong instruction and practice and assessment so that they can make progress. So, right, when we think about, let's say the average classroom has 30 students in it, how is a teacher going to be able to figure out the individual ability levels for all of those students? It's going to take a lot of time. ExactPath can accelerate that. If you're using the Edmentum diagnostic, it's going to find their specific ability level. And then even once the teacher has found those ability levels, trying to find resources aligned to their specific abilities, right? Typically they're provided a core curriculum, an on-grade level curriculum. How are they going to find resources for those kids that are 3 grade levels below, 2 grade levels below, 1 grade level above? That takes a lot of time. And so ExactPath can automatically prescribe resources that are at their students' ability levels. And they know that those students are getting something valuable from it. And I think they can feel very good that the ExactPath instruction and diagnostic is aligned to Indiana standards. It's research-based. Our diagnostic is predictive of iLearn, so they can really feel confident in the content and pedagogy and assessment that they're receiving. And then lastly, I would say, I wish this wasn't the case, but we need something that's flexible for both in-person and remote learning these days, right? That's necessary. So, if a student has to be quarantined for a couple of weeks, they can continue in an ExactPath. That can be a resource that can help support, just the crazy logistics of trying to manage these classrooms during the pandemic is very difficult. And I think ExactPath can be a very helpful tool.
So Erik, now that students are in their learning paths, what would you suggest to a teacher to think about ways to monitor their progress as they're working through?
Yeah, great question. I really don't want to have to just choose one, if that's okay.
That's okay.
So if they're an Edmentum diagnostic user, then I would recommend taking a look at the diagnostic class results report. And so I could bring up that report real quick if you guys want to take a look.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's do it. So, logging in. All right, here is our beloved ExactPath that we're logging into. And I'm going to navigate to math. And then I'm going to go to our class diagnostic results report and scroll down. And this report is used very frequently by our teachers, right? They can take a look for each of their classes, how their students are performing on the diagnostics. Here we can see their class averages, the extremes, the growth between diagnostics. And then scrolling down for kindergarten through 8th grade, they can see their students' performance according to our new grade level proficiency measure, so that giving them a sense of whether that student is below grade level, approaching, meets, or exceeds, and then getting some detail in this table. And this to me is really powerful, right? This is where we can start to triangulate the different data measures that are available. So looking at scale score performance, the grade level proficiency, the growth, the learning path placement into each domain, you can really start to get a sense of where these students are at. We can sort each of these to quickly group students, and then we can access each of these students' student summary report. And so then you can really dig into the information for each of these students. So for Edmentum diagnostic users, I would love for teachers to be using that class results report a lot. And then for all of our wonderful integration partners, if they're using NWA or Renaissance Star, then I think we want to go into the learning path reports and take a look at our knowledge map. And this is a really easy tool where we can see the skill progression at the very top here. And we can see all of our students for a class. And we can see the current work that they're doing or that they've completed from their learning path together. So we can get a sense of overall what skills my class is doing well or struggling with. And then specifically, I can see where I might need to help out. So in this case, for AMNA, I can see that AMNA has failed a mastery quiz on names, shapes, and positions. I can click on any of those skills, but I just clicked on that one. And now I can see, okay, AMNA has taken the progress check twice, and she got 2 out of 5 on the first one, 1 out of 5 on the second one. I can open that up and see specifically what AMNA missed. And furthermore, I can go in, find some additional resources, assign these if I think those are going to support AMNA, or I can just go reach out to AMNA and help her. So I think that's a very powerful report.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you, though. Those are really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. So Erik, in your opinion, what would be the most powerful report for a principal of a building to use to monitor data overall for their school?
Yeah, so I really like the aggregated results report that we provide. So here we can see, going to diagnostics, we have this aggregated results report page. And now we can see at the account level how the students performed on the Edmentum diagnostic according to these different national percentile rank ranges. And then from there, the administrator or principal can drill into their specific schools, into their grade levels, and also into their class levels. And let me give a little sneak peek. This page right here is going to be enhanced in the near future. Very soon, we're going to be adding our grade level proficiency measure into this aggregated results report. So you're going to have the option to be able to toggle between looking at the national percentile rank data and the grade level proficiency data.
Perfect. And what about a report for our integration customers that use a different diagnostic besides ours?
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of the reports that we have available here. So when I go into our reports section, one thing that is new and can be very powerful is just our new administrator dashboard. So this is something, and let me navigate my screen just a little bit and change the settings here so you can see some of this data. And this is just a fictional account, right? It doesn't have real data here, so not a lot of usage going on in this account, but this dashboard itself can just give me a very quick glance at how my district overall is using their learning paths. And also in the near future, I'm gonna have the ability to drill into each of these reports. So right here on the right side is showing how much time my students are averaging in their learning paths. And so we know that if students are spending about 40 minutes per week in their learning path, that will lead to them completing typically about 8 skills per semester. And if they can complete at least 8 skills, our research shows that they'll have a very positive effect on their overall growth. So that's kind of the critical numbers that we're going for. And this will allow the administrator, the principal, to make sure that we're on track for reaching that usage, and making sure that we're really implementing this program with fidelity. So I really recommend taking a look at this dashboard. This is something that we're just introducing. We've got a lot of plans to extend this, to provide more information, but it's a really great start.
Thanks, Eric. And you showed us a lot of enhancements already, but are there any new updates or other enhancements that you want to highlight with our partners? And I know we can go to our website to kind of see that ongoing list throughout the year of all of our enhancements, but what are a couple you want to point out?
Oh, you know, I want to brag a little bit about these enhancements. Yeah, so let me pull up a PowerPoint. All right, can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, we can. Yep.
All right, excellent. So during the pandemic, I think we all realized that our youngest learners were most vulnerable for remote learning, right? It's very difficult if a kindergartner can't even recognize their letters to be able to navigate any kind of educational technology. And so we've really put a great focus into simplifying the user interface for those early learners, just giving them a very simple design, really leading them through the process so that they don't have to make decisions. They are presented the tutorial that's appropriate for them, and then it directly navigates them to the practice. We also decided that we want to make sure that we're not over assessing our early learners. And so we've removed the mastery quiz that was part of the learning path. So now a K2 learner will have the instructional tutorial, they'll have the practice items, and then once they've completed their 4 skills, then they will get a progress check, but they don't have that additional mastery quiz as part of that process. And then we've also, we took a hard look at our content, and we realized that we did not have enough early literacy content. We didn't have really a research-based progression to be able to support learning how to read. So we started from the ground up, and we've rebuilt all of our K2 literacy content. We've already released a lot of that into the program, and we've got a lot more coming. So over 40 lesson modules have been released to support reading literacy, and we've got about 40 more planned for the second half of this year. And this is just a little image. You can see here all of our characters have been updated, modernized. The animation is so much fun. Students really enjoy it. We've also really tried to make an effort to make sure that we've prioritized diversity, equity, and inclusion in all of our animation and our characters. We really want this to be reflective of all of the learners that we have out there. So super excited about the progress that we've made overall for our K2 learners and what we're planning to roll out this year.
Thank you so much, Eric. A lot of fun and exciting things coming. And I know as an administrator, ExactPath was always one of my favorite programs. So thank you so much for taking time to help explain how ExactPath can benefit our Indiana educators as well as our students.
And as always, if you have any questions or like further information on how ExactPath can support student learning, don't hesitate to contact us.